Welcome, everyone. This is not just another English video. It's not a quick tip or a shortcut. This is a transformation. Today, you're not just going to learn English. You're going to learn how to communicate like the most powerful people in the world. Like CEOs, leaders, and visionaries who walk into a room and own it. Not with force, but with clarity, calm, and confidence. If you've ever felt ignored when you speak, struggled to express your ideas in English, or lost your words during conversations, this is your answer. Because CEOs are not born confident. They learn to control their voice, their timing, their words, and their presence. And you can too. In this video, you'll learn how to think clearly before speaking, how to speak slowly and with authority, how to use confident vocabulary like powerful leaders, how to train your voice through shadowing, how to speak with purpose and structure, and how to stop asking for permission and start taking charge in English. This is not a short video. This is a full transformation. Every chapter is connected. Every minute matters. Every word is designed to help you communicate like the world's top communicators. So don't skip. Don't scroll. Stay until the very end. Because if you do, this will become one of the most life-changing English lessons you've ever experienced. And if you want more content that helps you speak English clearly, powerfully, and confidently, make sure to subscribe. We create every video as if it were the last English lesson you'd ever need. Let's begin. Habit 1: The power of the pause. CEOs don't rush, they command attention. Why do some people speak very little, yet everyone listens? And why do others talk endlessly, but no one remembers what they said? Because power isn't in how much you speak. It's in how well you use silence. Silence, the pause, that calm moment before you speak. This is where leaders live. This is how they control a room without raising their voice. They pause. They breathe. They look around. Then they speak. That moment tells the world, I'm in control. I know what I'm about to say matters. I don't need to rush. I am calm. I am ready. Many English learners believe they must speak fast to sound fluent. But this is a myth. Speaking fast shows only one thing: nervousness. When you rush, when you don't breathe, when you push sentence after sentence, the listener becomes overwhelmed and confused. They lose trust. But when you speak slowly and use intentional pauses, something powerful happens. People listen. People pay attention. People respect your voice, even if your grammar isn't perfect, even if your vocabulary is simple. That's the secret. Fluency is not speed. Fluency is flow. And flow requires silence. Pausing gives your brain time to choose better words and clearer structure. It helps you avoid fillers like, and, which weaken your message. Pausing is the CEO way of speaking. Here's how to build this habit. Take a simple sentence you use often. For example, Hi, my name is Maria. I work in digital marketing. I love helping people grow their business. Now add meaningful pauses. Hi, my name is Maria. I work in digital marketing, and I love helping people grow their business. Read it out loud slowly. Pause with purpose. Each pause should guide your listener, not interrupt your message. Say it again in front of a mirror. Look at yourself. Breathe before each sentence. It may feel uncomfortable. You may want to rush, but hold the silence. That silence is where confidence grows. Do this daily. Read a short paragraph or news story with intentional pauses. Record yourself. Ask, did I sound rushed or in control? Adjust. Repeat. Improve. Use silence strategically. If someone isn't listening, pause. They will come back. If you feel nervous, pause. Breathe. Slow down. Silence is not empty. It is powerful. It gives your words weight. It gives your listener confidence. It gives your message clarity. You can speak simple English and still sound like a CEO if you master the pause. Control the silence. Let your words breathe. Speak like you own the room. Habit 2. Short sentences. Big impact. Why CEOs don't over-explain. Here's a truth most English learners never hear. The goal of English is not to speak more. It's to be understood. Many learners believe they must use long sentences, advanced grammar, or complicated vocabulary to impress others. But the world's best communicators, CEOs, leaders, presidents, don't use complex language. They use simple, strong, clear sentences. They don't try to impress. They try to connect. This is one of the most powerful habits you must learn. Short sentences have impact. They show clarity. They show confidence. They show control. When English is not your first language, your brain is already working hard, thinking about grammar, searching for words, trying not to make mistakes. In the middle of that pressure, many learners force long sentences because they fear short ones will sound too simple. But long sentences often lead to confusion, mistakes, and loss of control. It's like driving fast on a narrow road, one mistake, and everything collapses. Short sentences give you control, calm, focus, confidence, and that's what CEOs use every day. Imagine a job interview. You're asked, tell me about your experience with team management. A nervous, long, over-explained answer might sound like this. Well, I think I have some good experience because in my last company I was sort of managing a team, not officially the leader, but I had to take responsibility many times. And we had this big project where I had to organize a lot of things and coordinate with different departments. And yeah, it was a good experience. Now the CEO-style answer. In my last company, I led a team of 5. We delivered a high-stakes project in 3 months. I managed communication, deadlines, and coordination across departments. Same truth, completely different impact. One is uncertain. The other is clear, structured, and confident. And confidence builds trust, the foundation of all powerful communication. When you speak English, your goal is not to sound impressive. Your goal is to make your message clear. Your job is to give the listener mental clarity, to make them feel comfortable and safe listening to you. Short sentences create that clarity. They're like a clean road with clear signs. The listener always knows where they're going. There's no confusion, no guessing, no mental stress. But long, complicated sentences create the opposite effect. They make the listener feel lost. And when people feel lost, they stop listening. That's why great leaders cut the noise. They remove extra words. They remove anything unnecessary. Every sentence they speak has a purpose. If a sentence doesn't move the message forward, they remove it. This isn't only about speaking better English. This is about thinking like a leader. Now let's go deeper. If you want to sound confident and fluent, you must remove weak language from your speech. These are words and phrases that reduce your authority. I guess, I think, maybe, sort of, kind of, a little bit. These phrases don't protect you. They don't make you polite. They make you sound unsure. Compare these 2 sentences. I think maybe we should kind of start the project soon. Let's start the project tomorrow. The second one is direct, clear, and strong. Even if your grammar isn't perfect, confidence makes people listen. If you sound uncertain, they stop listening. If you speak with certainty, people pay attention. That is the advantage leaders have. Here's something powerful that many learners never realize. Short sentences train your brain to succeed. Every short, clear sentence is a small win. Your brain hears itself succeed. You say one clean sentence. It works. You feel good. You say the next sentence even better. Confidence grows sentence by sentence. This is how real confidence is built. Not by speaking fast, not by using big, complicated words, but by consistently creating small, successful moments. But when you try to say one long, complicated sentence and you get stuck, your brain feels like it has failed. You hesitate. You panic. You lose momentum. Confidence doesn't grow from speaking a lot. Confidence grows from speaking clearly. Short sentences are your training ground. Now let's talk about how to practice this every day, no matter your level. First, understand that this is not just about grammar or vocabulary. It's about retraining your speaking habits. School taught you to write long academic sentences, but real communication is different. Leaders speak simply, directly, and with clarity. Here's how to train this skill. Take a few thoughts from your day and write them down. For example, what did you do this morning? What are your plans for today? What is one goal you have this week? Now explain each thought using only short, single-line sentences. No connecting words. No long structures. Just thought sentence stop. For example, I woke up early. I made coffee. I planned my tasks. I went for a walk. I didn't check my phone. This is how CEOs write speeches. This is how powerful communicators deliver messages. Simple, direct, focused. This is not too basic. This is strength. This is clarity. This is leadership. Every short sentence is like a bullet. It hits with precision. And here's another truth. In professional settings, native speakers respect clear, brief communication. When you speak with too many words, they feel like you're wasting their time. But when you speak directly, they pay attention. They ask questions. They remember what you said. So even if your English is not perfect, if you speak with clarity, you will be respected. And that matters far more than using fancy vocabulary. In powerful English, every word has a reason. If you want to sound like a leader, you must master clarity. Remove the noise. Remove the fear. Remove the pressure to sound advanced. Advanced English is not about big words. Advanced English is simple words spoken with confidence. So from today forward, don't chase long sentences. Master clear, short ones. That's how leaders speak. That's how CEOs lead. And that's how you begin speaking English with true authority. Now let's move to the next habit, the CEO voice. Most people misunderstand something essential about great speakers. Your voice is not just a tool. Your voice is your presence. Every time you speak, you communicate far more than just words. You communicate your confidence, your energy, your control. CEOs understand this deeply. They train their voice the way an athlete trains their body. Because your voice reveals whether you are confident or nervous, clear or confused, trustworthy or uncertain. Tells people instantly whether you're someone worth listening to. Let's begin with one of the biggest misconceptions English learners have. The belief that speaking fast equals speaking fluently. This couldn't be more wrong. Speaking fast often means you're rushing because you feel anxious or afraid of being interrupted. You're unsure of your sentence. You're trying to hide mistakes under speed. But fast speakers get forgotten. Clear speakers get remembered. When you speak too quickly, your words lose weight. The listener can't follow you. They tune out. They stop trusting your voice. But when you slow down, not too much, just to a controlled, intentional pace, everything changes. You sound calm. You sound confident. You sound like you know exactly what you're doing, even if your grammar isn't perfect. This is how great leaders speak. They don't rush. They don't chase approval. They don't fear silence. They use a calm, controlled pace that commands respect. Watch any strong communicator, a CEO, a public figure, a respected leader, and you'll notice a pattern. They pause often. They speak slowly. They place emphasis on keywords. They let their message land before moving on. Their power is in clarity, not speed. If you want to be taken seriously in meetings, interviews, presentations, or everyday conversations, this is the skill you must master. Clear English is not easy English. Clear English is confident English. And clarity comes from 5 essential habits. Speaking slightly slower than you think you need to. Using pauses between ideas. Stressing keywords in each sentence. Opening your mouth enough to articulate clearly. Finishing each word instead of cutting it off. If you ignore these habits, your English may sound rushed, flat, or robotic. When that happens, people tune out. But if you master these habits, even with a small vocabulary, you can sound like a leader. This is why voice skills matter so much. It's not about language level. It's about delivery. English sentences naturally have certain words that carry the meaning. Native speakers automatically stress these words. This is called word stress, and it is one of the most powerful speaking techniques you can learn. Take this sentence. I didn't say he stole the money. Stress a different word each time, and the meaning changes completely. I didn't say he stole the money. It wasn't me. I didn't say he stole the money. I never said it. I didn't say he stole the money. I only implied it. I didn't say he stole the money. Someone else said it. I didn't say he stole the money. Maybe he borrowed it. I didn't say he stole the money. Maybe he took something else. I didn't say he stole the money. It wasn't money. 7 different meanings. 1 sentence. That's the power of word stress. Now think about your English. Do you stress the important words? Or do you speak every word with the same flat tone? You want to speak like a CEO, you must learn to highlight your message with stress. Not loud, not dramatic, just clear, focused emphasis on the important word. This is what makes a sentence stick in people's minds. Another myth in communication is that confident speakers are loud. But in reality, true leaders don't need to shout. In fact, many powerful speakers speak quietly, but they speak with depth and clarity. They have what's called a grounded voice, a voice that comes from the chest, not the throat. This voice feels stable, calm, focused, present. If you want to sound more grounded, practice breathing deeply when you speak. Don't speak from the top of your throat. Drop your breath low into your belly. Let your voice be full and relaxed. This kind of voice makes people want to listen to you because it sounds real. This is the part where we turn everything into real improvement. Because watching videos and reading tips is not enough. To speak like a CEO, you must train like one. Speak slower than usual. Use pauses after ideas. Stress the most important word in each sentence. Don't try to speak fast or impress anyone. Your job is not to sound fancy. Your job is to sound focused. When you play the recording back, ask yourself, did I sound calm or rushed? Was I clear or hard to follow? Did my voice have energy or did it sound flat? This self-feedback is where real fluency begins. Because confidence doesn't come from knowing all the grammar rules. It comes from hearing your own voice and saying, that sounds strong. That sounds like me. Let's now come back to the truth that changes everything. You are not just learning English. You are building your voice. Your voice is your leadership. Your voice is your message. Your voice is how the world will judge your ideas. So stop trying to speak like a textbook. Stop chasing speed. Stop fearing silence. Instead, speak slowly. Speak clearly. Speak like a leader. Because the world doesn't need more fast talkers. The world needs people who speak with clarity, with confidence, and with calm power. That can be you. And it starts with your voice. Use confident language and powerful phrases. Speak with certainty, not doubt. If you want to speak English like a CEO, you need to start thinking like one. Because a CEO doesn't just talk. They communicate powerfully. They don't speak to fill silence. They speak to create action. They don't use soft, vague, unsure words. They use clear, precise, and impactful language. And here's something most English learners don't realize. Even basic English can sound powerful if your words are confident. This habit is not about big words. It's not about advanced vocabulary. It's about choosing the right tone, the right structure, and the right level of certainty in every sentence you say. Because here's the truth. If you speak like you doubt yourself, the world will doubt you too. But if you speak with confidence, even simple words can move mountains. When English is not your first language, you naturally become careful. You don't want to sound wrong. You don't want to offend someone. You don't want to be judged. So to protect yourself, you start using softeners in your language. You start saying things like, I guess maybe we can try. I think it should be okay. Kind of, a little bit. And you believe that this makes you sound polite or safe, but in reality it makes you sound uncertain. And uncertain language makes people lose confidence in what you say. Now imagine you're in a business meeting or on a sales call or giving a presentation or even just explaining your idea to a friend and you keep using soft language. The message they hear is, this person is not sure. This person doesn't fully believe in their own message. Why should I listen? And that's exactly what CEOs avoid. They train themselves to speak with full belief in what they say. Even if they're still figuring things out, that belief comes through their language. Now let's understand this in real detail. Confident language is not about being aggressive. It's not about dominating people or always being right. It's about being clear, direct, and intentional in your communication. It's about making your words sound like a decision, not a question. Confident speakers say, let's begin, instead of, should we maybe start? Here's what I recommend. Instead of, I think maybe we could try. We need to fix this. Instead of, it kind of seems like a problem. This is important. Instead of, it's maybe a little important. They use command statements, not question marks in their tone. They speak like they trust their own message. And here's the best part. You can use the same basic vocabulary, but just remove the weak fillers, and suddenly you sound 10 times more confident. That's the real power of language. Not in what words you use, but in how you use them. To speak like a CEO, you must master 2 kinds of sentences. Decision sentences, sentences that sound like actions and leadership. Conviction sentences, sentences that show full belief in what you're saying. Decision sentences are, "We will deliver this by Friday. This is the direction we should go. I'll take care of it. Let's move forward." These sentences show action. They don't ask, they decide. Conviction sentences are, "I believe in this solution. This is the right choice. It's worth the risk. This will work." These sentences show belief. No doubt, no maybe, no fear. Now think about your own English. How often do you speak with decision and conviction? Or do you speak with hesitation, fillers, and questions? This is where transformation happens. Not just learning English, but learning to sound like someone who leads in English. Now let's go even deeper. Even if you use powerful words, if your voice sounds unsure, the message fails. So confident language must be combined with a confident tone. That means no high-pitched questioning voice at the end of sentences. No, "I'm not sure" energy in your tone. No apologizing for speaking. Speak like your words matter. Speak like your message deserves attention. Speak like the room is waiting to hear what you say next. Because confident English is not just a skill. It's a presence. And presence comes from matching your voice and your words. Now let's bring this into your real life. Because watching is not enough. Practice is where the real transformation happens. Start by rewriting your common sentences. Take things you say daily and upgrade the language to sound more confident. Instead of, "I think we can maybe meet tomorrow," say, "Let's meet tomorrow to finalize things." Instead of, "I guess that's all I have to say," say, "That's all for now. I'm done. Open to any questions." Instead of, "Maybe we should think about this again," say, "Let's review this one more time before deciding." And do this every day at work, in texts, with friends, in your head. Make confident language your habit. Because the more you use it, the more natural it feels. And the more natural it feels, the more people listen. People don't follow perfect English. They follow powerful English. And powerful English doesn't come from big words. Comes from certainty. Comes from the words you choose. Comes from the energy in your tone. It comes from how deeply you believe what you say. So from today, remove the fillers, remove the fear, remove the language of maybe, and replace it with clear decisions, full belief, quiet confidence, real presence. Because when your words are strong, when your tone is steady, when your language matches your intention, you stop sounding like a student and you start sounding like a leader. That's what English fluency is really about. Not just grammar, not just speed, not just vocabulary. It's about owning your voice and using it to create real, powerful, life-changing impact. Habit 5. Shadowing and daily speaking routine. Train your mouth like a master communicator. You cannot speak fluent English just by reading or listening. You cannot become a strong speaker by only understanding. You cannot build confidence by memorizing grammar rules. Because understanding is not speaking. Listening is not fluency. Knowing is not doing. Fluent speaking comes only when your brain, your mouth, your ears, and your muscles train together every day like a system. And the most powerful technique to do that is shadowing. This is the habit that makes your English sound natural, confident, smooth, and automatic. Not because you're smarter, but because you're training like a speaker, not just learning like a student. Shadowing is a technique used by professional language learners, actors, public speakers, diplomats, and even interpreters. It's the simple act of listening to native English and repeating exactly what they say at the same time with the same tone, same speed, same pauses, same flow. Imagine standing behind a powerful English speaker like a CEO or a news anchor or a TED speaker and trying to speak exactly like them. That's shadowing. It's called shadowing because you are like a shadow, copying every move, every tone, every breath. Not inventing new sentences but imitating greatness. And this is not copying. This is training. Because every time you shadow a native speaker, you are practicing real sentence rhythm, training your speaking muscles, building mouth memory for natural English, improving your pronunciation without needing phonetic lessons, learning where to pause, where to stress, and how to breathe, developing real-world speaking confidence. And most importantly, you're turning English from a language in your brain into a language in your body. Think about music. You can listen to a piano for years and understand everything about how it works. But unless you sit down, put your fingers on the keys, and play again and again, you will never become a pianist. English is the same. You can watch thousands of videos. You can understand everything. But unless you open your mouth and train your tongue, you will always feel like you know English but can't speak it freely. That's why shadowing is so important. It's the bridge between knowledge and fluency. It's the difference between understanding the game and playing the game. When you shadow, you're doing something most English learners never do. You're forcing your brain and mouth to work together in real time. This activates something called muscle memory, the ability to say sentences automatically without needing to build them word by word. You don't stop to think about grammar. You don't pause to translate in your head. You speak the sentence as one complete sound, just like native speakers do. This is how children learn. This is how actors train. This is how you rewire your brain for natural, fluent, automatic English. And over time, your fluency becomes effortless. Not because you've learned more, but because you've trained better. Now let's go even deeper, because shadowing is not just repeating after someone. It's about how you do it and how you make it part of your daily life. The most powerful way to shadow is to use real audio from real speakers who speak clearly, slowly, and confidently. This can be TED Talks, business presentations, motivational speeches, CEO interviews, slow, clear YouTube videos. Start with a short segment. Don't choose something too long. Listen to it once, then again. Then begin to repeat with it word by word, second by second. Match the pace, the pauses, the word stress, the emotion, the breathing rhythm. At first, you will feel uncomfortable. Your tongue will feel slow. You'll miss words. You'll feel behind. But that's okay. That's the training. Because fluency lives in the discomfort. Every moment you push through the confusion, your brain is learning something new. And the more you do it, the more natural it becomes. After some time, you'll feel the difference. After more time, others will hear it. With consistent practice, you'll speak like someone who's lived with English all their life. Shadowing alone is powerful, but when you build a daily routine around it, your fluency grows much faster. A powerful daily routine includes a short period of shadowing your chosen speaker, a few minutes of recording yourself repeating the same sentences, a few minutes of reviewing your recording, correcting your voice and repeating again, and a few minutes of speaking freely using the same sentence structure in your own words. This is not about perfect English. It's about building fluency in your mouth, not in your notebook. And it only takes a short amount of time each day. That daily habit, repeated over weeks and months, is more powerful than any grammar course, vocabulary app, or textbook you've ever seen. Because this is real English practice. This is how CEOs train for speeches. This is how actors train for scripts. This is how top communicators train for impact. And this is how you train for fluency. One of the most beautiful results of shadowing is how it changes you in real conversations. You stop hesitating. You stop searching for words. You stop translating in your head. Because your brain has already practiced those sentence patterns many times. Your mouth already knows how to move. Your voice already knows the rhythm. It's like building a second version of yourself. A version that's fluent, natural, and confident in English. You walk into meetings differently. You speak to strangers without fear. You interview with clarity. You express yourself fully. And all of that confidence, all of that presence, comes from one simple, powerful habit. Shadowing every single day. Fluency is not talent. Fluency is training. If you want to speak English like a CEO, if you want to speak clearly, confidently, naturally, if you want people to trust your words, feel your message, and remember your voice, then you must treat English like a skill, not just a subject. And skills are not learned, they are practiced. Shadowing is that practice. It's the habit that transforms hesitation into confidence. It's the routine that turns your voice into a tool of power. It's the system that teaches your mouth to speak fluently even when your mind feels tired. From today, begin shadowing every morning or every night. Use real voices, real speakers, real content. Train your tongue. Train your tone. Train your timing. Record. Repeat. Improve. Repeat again. Over time, you won't just speak English, you'll own it. Because fluency isn't what you know. Fluency is what you've trained. And with shadowing, you'll train like a leader. You'll speak like a CEO. You'll rise as someone whose voice deserves to be heard. Habit. Body language and presence. Speak English with your whole self. Most learners believe fluency is all about the mouth. Vocabulary, sentences, pronunciation. But powerful communication, the kind that earns respect, builds influence, and makes people remember you is never only verbal. It's physical. It's emotional. It's energetic. Before people hear your words, they see you. They notice your face, your hands, your posture, your eye contact, your energy. The world decides how seriously to take you not based on your vocabulary, but on your presence. If you want to speak English like a CEO, you must use your whole body. Your words only have power when your body believes them. Imagine walking into a room with a good idea and the right words, but your shoulders are slouched, your eyes are down, your voice is shaky, and your hands are hidden. You sound unsure. People don't feel your idea, they feel your doubt. They don't judge your grammar, they judge your energy. Now imagine a stronger version of you. You walk in tall. Your shoulders are back. You look people in the eyes. Your hands are open, relaxed, expressive. Your voice is slow, calm, and clear. Your face shows certainty. You may speak simple English, but you speak like you own your voice. Suddenly, nobody cares about your accent or perfect grammar. They listen. They trust. They respond. That is presence, and CEOs master it. Fluency isn't about speed. It's about owning a space physically, emotionally, and energetically. And to do that, you must train your body. Start with posture. Don't shrink or hide. Don't fold your arms. Stand tall. Allow your body to take up space. Then your eyes. Eye contact may feel uncomfortable, but it's the foundation of trust. Looking down signals doubt. Looking away signals distraction. Calm, respectful eye contact signals leadership. Next, your hands. Strong communicators use their hands to guide attention and emphasize meaning. Not too much, not too little. Open hands show openness. Clenched fists show fear or aggression. Flat palms show calm control. Use simple gestures that match your words. If you say, "We have 3 goals," show 3 fingers. If you say, "We need to grow," move your hand upward. Make your message visible, not just audible. And don't forget your face. Don't speak with a blank expression. Let your emotions show. If you believe in something, your face should reflect it. People trust expressions before they trust language. You don't need thousands of English words to influence people. You need the right words, the right energy, and the right physical delivery. A simple sentence like, "We should move forward," can sound like a question, a command, or a vision, depending on how you deliver it. Your posture, your hands, your shoulders, your breath, your confidence. These matter more than vocabulary. People remember impressions, not sentences. And impressions are created by energy, body, and voice, not just language. That's why leaders don't just speak. They project presence. If you want to sound fluent, build that presence daily, in front of the mirror, during your practice, and inside every conversation. This is one of the most powerful habits you can add to your routine, and you can begin right now. Stand in front of a mirror. Look at yourself. Speak a sentence. Watch your body. Notice your shoulders, your breath, your eyes, your voice. Do you look confident or small? Repeat the sentence. Adjust your posture. Breathe correctly. Maintain eye contact with your reflection. Then repeat again. Practice this for just a few minutes each day. Soon, you'll feel the change not only in how you speak, but in how you feel about yourself in English. And that changes everything. Because when your body believes your English, the world will believe it too. Build these habits and your English will transform from something you learned into something you live. The world will feel the difference. Because fluency is not only in your words. It's in your voice, your body, your mind, and your presence. You no longer speak like a student. You speak like a CEO. If you made it this far, you've already done what most people never do. You didn't just learn English. You learned how to own your voice. Now it's your turn. Practice these habits every day. Don't wait to feel ready. Speak like the person you're becoming, confident, clear, powerful. You don't need permission. You don't need perfect grammar. You need belief, consistency, and courage. Keep growing. Keep speaking. You've got this.